In this video today, I will show you how I added the text to the hoodie of this alligator. And I've got SnapMaker Orca open, and I'm on the home page in the slicer. And this is what we're going to download. So we're going to download and open. This is the hoodie that we're going to want to put some text on. And I find the easiest way to do that is with Tinkercad. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate this so that is facing forward. So I'm going to rotate it 45 degrees. Okay, so it's facing front. And I'm going to right click and I'm going to export as one STL. And I will just overwrite this one. Okay, so I have Tinkercad open. And I'm going to create a 3D design. And I always like to change to orthographic view. Now, if we try and import what we just exported from Snorka, we've got too many triangles. So we are going to want to reduce this in size. So I have opened the file, the STL file, in 3D Builder, which is something that is included with my Windows 11. I'm going to import the model, then I'm going to select it, and we're going to edit, we're going to simplify it. And we will reduce the faces. And you notice that reduced from over 400,000 to only just under 57,000 faces. And so we'll reduce the faces. Now we want to save as. We want to save it as an STL, and we'll call this one Clothing Reduced. Now we're back in Tinkercad, and we will choose the reduced file. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a Control-D to duplicate it, and I'll move the duplicate out of the way, just so that I make sure that I have what I want. I'm going to add my text down here to the bottom. I am going to change this to sans, and I'm going to type in my text, and let's do a top-down view. And then I'll do a Control-D to duplicate it. Move the duplicate down, and the second one we'll do duck. Now I'll position these two the way I want them to be, and that looks about right. And then I'm going to group them together. I'm going to hold down my Shift key, and I am going to size it so that it's going to fit on the chest here. And then I'm going to just click on it, and I'm going to adjust the height so that it's pretty high. Now we're going to rotate it 90 degrees. Let's look at the front view, and we're going to do our fine-tuning. Hold down the Shift key and we'll size it down so that it fits within the space that we want, and maybe raise it up a little bit. And I think I possibly want it to be even with this down here, so I'm going to just rotate it so that it's even with the little pocket area down here. Now I'm just going to use my keyboard arrow keys to move this through. And then I want to size it so that it is bigger than the object. And so that looks about right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the text to a whole. And I'm going to click and drag a square down. And what I want to do is completely cover the hoodie. and make sure the text is sitting out of both sides. And then I'm going to just hold down the Shift key so that I'm only selecting the box and then the text. And it should show as two shapes here. And our item underneath is still there. The hoodie is still there, but it's not selected. And we're going to group this. Now we are going to take our box and make it into a hole. And this time we are going to select everything and we are going to group it. And so what we've got now is our text that is going to fit onto the front of the hoodie. So we're going to bring a hole out. And we will size this, and I'm just going to cut off the back part of the text. And we'll group it. And then we will export it as an STL. And I will just call it text STL. I've already done it, so I'm just going to override it. And now we are back in SnapMaker Orca. And we are going to come up to File. We're going to import. And we're going to import that STL file we just made. So here's the text. I'll move it up here. I'm going to change the color to red. And I'm going to hold down my Shift key and I'm going to select both the hoodie and the text. Then I'm going to right click and I'm going to assemble. Then I'm going to do the front view. And I'm going to come over here to the objects view and I'm going to select on the text and I'm going to move it into place. So I'll lift it up. And then we'll move it back this way. And then I want to see how it's fitting. This end should be sticking out as much as this end is. And that looks pretty good. You want to make sure you didn't cut it too long that any of the red part is sticking into this part. So we've made it narrow enough. So that looks pretty good. Okay, and before I slice it, I want to rotate this back to where it was. So I'm going to rotate it back 45 degrees. Then we can slice it and send it to the printer.